What's up, y'all? We have the Taurus TX22. You already know what we're about to do to this thing. Let's get to it. First things first, remove that magazine. Once we have the magazine out of the way, let's check that chamber. Once you're sure the chamber's empty, go ahead and lock that slide back. Using your index finger and your thumb, pinch the takedown lever and release your slide. You're going to have to pull the trigger, so make sure you have the gun pointed in a safe direction and pull it forward. The slide should come forward like so. Let's place that slide over here to the side for right now. Go ahead and grab your frame. You don't need to knock this pin out, but these last three you're going to have to knock out. We'll place our frame on the tape and grab our smallest punch. We'll place our punch on the pin and start knocking these out with a rubber mallet. From my experience, it doesn't matter what order you go in, as long as all three of these pins come out, should be okay. For those of you wondering why I'm using tape, it's just as good as a pistol jig. I don't own a pistol jig. Now that we have our pins out, let's go ahead and place them into our magnetic bowl. Now that we have our pins out, let's go ahead and place them inside the magnetic bowl so we don't lose them. Up next, we have to remove our safety. To do that, you're going to have to pull the assembly up like I just did. Grab you another punch just a little bit bigger than the small one you used. You're going to have to pry it between the assembly and the safety. You're going to have to pry it apart. Might have to give it a little bit of tough love. Once you get the safety apart, go ahead and put it in the magnetic bowl so you don't lose it. Go ahead and remove the other side as well. Put that in the bowl too. Here comes the fun part. Once the safety is removed, now we have to remove the fire control housing. In order to do that, we're going to have to lift it up slightly and roll it over to your right. You might have to wiggle it just a little bit, but it will come out. Now that we have the fire control housing out of the frame, let's go ahead and place the frame to the side. Now we have to remove the pin that's holding the disconnector. Once again, place it on the tape and get your smallest punch. We got to punch that pin out. Once the pin's out, go ahead and place it inside of your magnetic bowl. Now we have to remove the disconnector, which should just slide out like that. Now we can go ahead and prep for the next step. Time to grab the mystery box. What's in the box? There's a dick in the box! I'm just playing. I'd hope not. Then again, I did buy this from a guy at a gun show in Midland, Texas. Never know. Voila! Definitely not a dick in the box, but you never know with these guys from Midland, Texas. We got a new pin. That's cool. I didn't lose my other one, but it's always nice to have extras. And there's our FRT. Looks like it was laser cut really well. We shouldn't have to file or sand this one down. Let's grab our fire control housing and place the FRT in it. Make sure you face it in the correct direction. You don't want it to stick up. Go ahead and grab your pin. I'm going to bring it closer to the camera for reference. Go ahead and install your pin. Mine was a little bit zesty and said, "What are you doing, step bro?" because it slid right in with no lube or having to use a punch. Now that our firing control housing is functional, now we can grab our frame and put it back into place with the same motion that we used to get it out. The trigger bar side will go in that hole, and remember, roll it right to left. Go ahead, cue the laughter as I struggle to get this in. I swear to God, the second I got on camera, I started shaking and trembling like I had just been pantsed in front of my crush. I figured since I struggled, we can make some jokes out of it, so clearly it's my first time. Gotta be my first rodeo. Do I even know what I'm doing? Am I even trying? Who knows? Okay, that's enough. Once we get our trigger bar side in, now we need to get our slide lock bar in. This one you just need to slide on top of the two tabs on the fire control housing. Okay, now that it's seating perfectly, we can grab the left side of our safety and install it. The left side of the safety is the side with the long bar and the tab. It can only go in on the left side. You're going to have to slightly pull up on the fire control housing to slide in the safety. Once the left side of the safety is installed, go ahead and grab the right side of the safety. Keep the fire control housing pried out so you can install the right side properly. Once this is snapped into place, go ahead and line it up with the holes on the frame and we can get ready to install our pins. Once the holes are lined up, we can go ahead and start reinstalling our pins one by one, making sure that all the pins are lined up correctly so we don't bend any pins or break any parts. I personally like using a punch, that way my mallet doesn't look like a speed limit sign on an old country back road. Holes, lots of holes. Now that all 3 pins have been installed, your FRT portion is complete. If you've made it this far in the video, please leave a comment, let me know you're still here. Now I'm going to point to the striker housing. Yep, that's right, we're replacing the striker housing. Remove your spring, remove your barrel, and go ahead and grab a punch. Using your punch, you want to push in on the slide cap retainer. Then you want to push down on the slide cap. I highly recommend you do it very slow and cautiously, as there is a spring that will shoot that cap across the room. Now you can push your striker housing out, doing so very carefully as there is another spring involved. As you can see, I've already lost mine. We're not going to talk about that right now. Don't judge me. Shit happens, all right? Anyway, let's place that to the side. This is your striker, and we're going to need to put it inside the new housing. Your striker can only go in one way, kind of hard to mess it up. Now that your striker's in place, let's piece together the housing. There's 2 small tabs on the very bottom of this, kind of hard to mess it up. They line up perfectly. Now that everything's lined up, you can install it into the slide. And I know what you're thinking, but wait, you didn't install the striker block. Hold your horses, dude. I'm getting to it. While keeping everything aligned, I slowly push out the housing so I can grab the striker block and the spring and replace all as one piece. It makes it a little bit easier. That way you don't lose it like I did. Once again, I don't want to talk about it. All you need to know is I have one now. Now we can install our striker spring and our striker cap retainer. When doing this, I like to push the slide cap on about 1/4 of an inch. So that way it's ready when I push the slide cap retainer, I can just push the cap onto it without any error or yeeting it across the room. If you've made it this far in the video, please drop a comment, let me know you're still here. In this process, I ended up getting a little frustrated and smacking the camera. I'm sorry. I'm not, but if I say it, it counts, I guess. Long story short, ended up having to grab a punch just to get it down. And once I got the punch involved, boom, went in no problem. Once your slide cap is properly in place, everything should sit flush and you can go ahead and reinstall your barrel and your spring. When installing your spring, make sure the flat side is down towards the barrel, that way it sits flush. Now we can go ahead and piece the pistol back together. Line up the tabs and we'll go ahead and do a quick function test. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I really appreciate y'all. Please leave a like, a comment, please subscribe. This is Beard Ballistics. We'll see y'all next time.